Okay, you all. So I don't want to stay on this topic for too long because I was trying to avoid all this Kanye news. So I think I cracked the code if this is legit, okay? I still think that this is a distraction from all the stuff that Trump is trying to pass for the working class. As you know, Kim and Kanye are both billionaires. A lot of their friends, their fellow friends, are now billionaires, including their siblings in the Kardashian slash Jenner clan. So I am gonna say this: if this is the case with Kanye talking about his cousin and all the weird stuff they did, which is just unreal. But if it's not just clickbait and trying to distract the masses, which I 90% feel it is, I did some research and I put my intuition and all my spiritual skills together. And if that is the case and it's not a bold faced lie, which, like I said, is a big possibility because he is medically allegedly bipolar and has a lot of other clearly mental illnesses. I mean, he's mentally ill. I mean, all the stuff he was saying even about Kim, talking about Kim as his nanny. Well, with the whole thing about his cousin, I'm connecting more dots even as I'm speaking to you guys right now. So here's the deal. I remember back in the day when Riccardo Tisci, which is a designer, was rumored to be Kanye's boyfriend for years. Like, it was such a known topic. It was kind of like already established. And then all of a sudden, Kim Kardashian came on the scene. And then I looked up her tweets and I put like Riccardo Tisci on it, like in the search bar. And I looked at her caption and she put something about, I was Kanye's plus one and I was so nervous. And then she was talking about how she did her own this and did her own that, and she had to wear what Kanye gave her, which basically, when I connected the other dots, makes it seem that she was his beard. Okay. And if you don't know the term beard, then look it up. I don't have all the time in the world to go into specifics with you guys. But long story short, then the other dot that I connected was Julia Fox, which allegedly, again, was supposed to be one of Kanye West's ex-girlfriends. And then, after all was said and done, Julia Fox came out and said, "Oh, I'm actually a lesbian." Hello? What? And that I never liked him. And I don't even go that way. I was just trying to take him away from Kim Kardashian. That's a bold-faced lie, okay? So if that is the whole thing, that screams a cover-up. That screams that these ladies are just his fashion muses, which has always been the case, even with Amber Rose, who actually is very beautiful. And I could see why a guy would like her because she is very beautiful. And even she said, like, Kanye likes to dress up and play doll and all that shit. And to be frank with you all, that shit never sounded straight to me. It just never sounded straight in terms of a straight man. Like, a straight man dressing up a girl and like, it just doesn't even connect. Like, it never connected for me that that was a normal thing to do when you're a grown man, like a woman can dress herself. Like, you can make recommendations, but like a muse, and he does with all the girls he's with, like, it just seemed corny to me. So then Julia came out after and just coincidentally said, "Oh, I'm a lesbian." And that was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? So then the third connect to this whole shenanigan is when Jeffree Star tried to throw his hat in the ring and say, "Oh, forget it." He cursed, but I'm not gonna say the curse word on here. He said the rumors were true, and those rumors that the media is assuming he's talking about was either being a partner of Kanye West or hooking up with Kanye West. And Jeffree Star is a bona fide gay. He is not a straight man. I don't even think he's even touched punani. And if he did, he didn't like it. He didn't like the taste, honey. Like, Jeffree Star is gay, gay, gay. So what I'm saying is, guys, if, like I said, if that is the bombshell and the story that Kanye is trying to get clout off of, obviously, clearly attention off of, then the connection I'm making, and I'm sorry if this would offend Kim, or I'm not trying to offend her, but if all those dots are connecting, and that's what I came up with in less than 2 minutes, and I connected the dots and I was like, ah, that's what it is. Then she was his beard. She probably saw that his empire, his fashion empire was rising, and she likes black men. So that would basically mean that she was with him for the kids and for the obviously the money, but he doesn't really go that way. Maybe Kanye's real preference is a man. And maybe he, I mean, he was in Paris a lot, maybe he still was with Ricardo or other men. But because of just the status, and also the conclusion I came up with is between Julia, Kim, and Kanye is that to stay A-listers, and well, A through C-listers, because it varies. When you say someone's an A-lister, we're talking about like Denzel Washington. We're talking about bona fide like celebrity status. I wouldn't even put them up there. I put them maybe like at C or B, honestly. Juliet more so C, but whatever. They probably were all doing this to stay relevant. Like if they all have similar fashion contract deals or business contracts or commercials or whatever, or sponsorships or endorsements or movies or whatever else is going on there, albums, launches, products, businesses, who's not to say that this was just all a ploy? And these women, and maybe it's not just Kim and Kanye, maybe there's tons of couples out here in Hollywood where the guy is really not into the girl, but for, I guess, making kids or to kind of beef up the businesses, they agree to it, and then they're both kind of doing their own thing behind closed doors. And maybe that's why once it hits like the 2-year mark, the 5-year mark, even the 1-year mark, these so-called marriages capitulate because it's all a business deal. It's not a legit thing. Like I've been noticing amongst other couples and other aspects of media where they get married, and on the TV show, especially those fake ass, which we all know those are fake ass dating shows, they say all these things in the show, and then they go off the show, get married privately or publicly. Even if it's privately, they still get a photo shoot, photo op, whatever, splash their picture everywhere, and then they're not even together. Like I can name about 5 couples like that I could think of right now where they live in 2 different states, or they just they're not even like together. They just they just have a piece of paper, and they're benefiting, fooling the masses that yes, we're the perfect couple, we're lovebirds, we're all this. And then in reality, they're not even living in the same state, let alone the same country. So is that what you call a lavender marriage? I know that term was kind of being thrown out of the lavender marriage thing, but I don't, I don't really waste time like on things like that per se. Like if something's like kind of trending, I don't really have all the time in the world to investigate every single trend, but I know that I saw something about lavender marriage, which I'm assuming is like the guy is not straight and then the girl is whatever, and they make it work, which I don't get that, because as a woman, if you are straight and you need, your needs met, how the hell are you going to get that from a gay guy if a gay guy doesn't even like you? I'm not understanding that. So anyway, that's the connection that I made. Okay. Once again, disclaimer, and this is not factual, this is all my opinion, but I'm just saying, what if this is just like a lot of couple? I mean, I don't want to extend it to like the whole of, but what if this is like for a lot of, high profile couples, and they're having other partners, but on the face front, for probably business purposes, because then once again, think about it. Kanye did a lot of the designing for Skims. Remember that? Like he gave her the whole game to blow up that brand. And then that's how she became a billionaire. And he also has a stake in her company, and she has a stake in his company. So that whole thing about that was a business arrangement. That was just like Justin and Hailey Bieber. Everyone's now bringing up receipts that, oh, that was an arrangement. So this is not legit. These marriages are not legit. They're not ordained by God. And that's sad, because you're blasphemizing what marriage actually is, if that's what they're doing. And especially if you're not even attracted to your partner, but you're with them for like a come up, and like that's very odd behavior, especially if you already have, connections in LA or other places that, you're in a certain industry. But yeah, I think that if that's the case, I guess that Kanye is not straight, and Kim is his beard, and this was all some kind of sick psyop. All this was a lie. So Hart reposts